Yo, what's up guys? So I actually have to be kind of quiet because it's late at night, but I decided to make this video ASAP because I honestly did not expect this. This is literally my first attempt using the before the day strat with a war machine, and I was player 3. So as you can see by the strat requires farm, ranger, commander, military base, and turret, right? So instead of the turret, I actually decided to use the war machine tower. Now the reason I decided to use war machine instead of turret was that I cannot switch commander, I can't switch military base, I can't switch ranger or farm. Turret is the most switchable or like the replaceable tower out of the 5 towers that I have in my loadout. So I decided to change the turret into war machine to see how it goes. Honestly, I kind of felt bad. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to triumph with the war machine, but I did not think that it was gonna work because theoretically 20% damage buff is really strong, like permanent, but like I just did not expect the 20% damage buff to be this good. So first and foremost, I actually have to show you guys where the bosses died, right, with the war machine and where the bosses died without the war machine. Okay, if we take a look, this is roughly where the boss dies, right? Yeah, 0. This place is literally where, okay, black is EU. So this is roughly where the first Void Reaver died, right? 0 HP, first Void Reaver, right? Now, let's compare this to the Ultra Dave strat that I use, but without the War Machine. This doesn't show that Ultra Dave strat sucks, it just shows that War Machine is just amazing. Okay, so this is a Ultra Dave strat, and if we take a look at this footage right here, when the boss got to the end of the bridge, it had 34,000, right? Now, we take a look at this, right? The Void Reaver, 0 HP, dies at the beginning of the bridge. So 34,000 difference in HP, and note how this is at the beginning, but this guy is at the end of the bridge. Now this is extra like 10 studs right here, right? It has 35,000, right? The only reason I was actually able to triumph this was it got stuck, and also the second Void Reaver got stuck at the end of the bridge, right? So let's take a look at where the second Void Reaver dies for the War Machine triumph game. So when the Void Reaver reaches close to the edge, right, it's at 74,000. It stops for a moment. It's one of the animation thing. It's not stuck there, and then it reaches the end of the bridge right there. This is where it gets stuck. It has 29,000, right? So this is where it gets stuck, but it doesn't matter that it got stuck at 29,000 because outlaws cover up to around here. This is extra 10 studs that the outlaws have the coverage of. Not to mention we had, you guys can't see here, but there's on the bottom there's a military base, and then there's a golden minigunners, and there's ace pilots, and we could have literally micromanaged a little bit more to kill the boss when it has 29,000, right? But then it ended up getting stuck here, and notice how from there, this is when it got stuck. It literally took 3 seconds for this boss to die, right? 3 seconds for this boss to die. So even if the boss did not get stuck at the bridge, it would have made it to around maybe maximum here, and it still would have died. Because again, the military bases are coming, and it only had 29,000 HP by the time it reached the end of the bridge. Now, if we were to take a look at my first triumph, since I was gone, it reaches the end of the bridge, right there, gets stuck, 98,000, 97.5 thousand, right? And then it gets stuck there, and it stays there for a long time, right? For over 10 seconds, it stays there. So for over 10 seconds, the boss gets stuck here. That, in my opinion, is enough time to go and reach the exit. Maybe, maybe not, but we know for sure, right? We know for sure that this would have died 99%. Like there's a 99% chance this would have died, right? Because the boss was literally shredded in 3 seconds. However, in this footage, the boss gets stuck for 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a lot of time when we're talking about a sped up boss, right? The boss is literally sped up. It's gotta go faster, right? And so by the time it reached 100k, it's already moving faster, right? So I was pretty much sure that we were not going to kill it, but then I saw as I was micromanaging the turrets that the boss was stuck. And I was like, oh, that happened. Now you guys are probably thinking, so all you had was War Machine, place down 1 or 2, and then basically triumphed. No, I actually greeted so hard. Take a look at the progression of my farm. So I got 8 level 3 farms, right? And what I do is I basically keep farming. So if we take a look, we now have level 4 farms, and then I basically max one of them, and I basically max all of them. So the key to getting a War Machine, because the War Machine, let me show you guys the footage where the cost of the last upgrade for the War Machine. Take a look at this, guys. 90,000. You literally gotta be Bill Gates to get 90,000 in hardcore. And that is why I needed 8 max farms, because I not only needed to max this stupid 90,000 upgrade tower, I also needed to max my outlaws, right? So because of that, I had to get 8 max farms, right? Because if I didn't get 8 max farms, I was not going to be able to upgrade this one and all of this, right? All of this, and then eventually these, right? So I had to get 8 max farms. This was a good strat that I decided to add, because without the maxed out farms, I wasn't going to get to anywhere. I was not going to be able to upgrade this, and even if I did, I would have done it way too late. So I needed to add something to make sure that I could upgrade it. This is super risky, but if you know when to do it, it's really helpful. And typically when you want to do this, only 1 or 2 players can do something like this, right? Because the third player has to defend. When you can do this, typically for hardcore, even if you're not using War Machine, is around wave 36. If you're around wave 36, right, you're still placing rangers, right? So what you want to do is place down ranger, and you're gonna have maybe like 3k cash, right? If you have around 3k cash, don't spend it on upgrading ranger. Instead, spend it on upgrading farms to level 4. And then once you kill the gravedigger, you're gonna get like, I think 10k or so. Focus on upgrading the rest of the farms to level 4 into level 5. I know for sure this works for 1 player, but I do not know if this works for 2 players. So experiment with it if you guys want to, but the biggest reason I was able to do this and actually upgrade it is the farms. So farms were the most important. So yeah, I honestly think that War Machine just completely blew my expectations away. I knew it was going to be strong because it's a 20% damage buff, right? It's a 20% damage buff, but it just I don't know, it just it was just so good. I honestly did not expect a 20% damage buff to be able to just shred the Void Reavers super quickly and easily. So hope you guys like this video and enjoy the complete shredation of Void Reavers in wave 50. Peace.